Can one do the Michael Jackson moonwalk without even having the strength to stand up? Well, if your name is Fred, the answer is absolutely yes. I was called by one of the chiefs of the bone marrow transplant unit at Karmanos, a hospital of the Detroit Medical Center. He had heard me lecture, give grand rounds at the Children's Hospital, and he said, I have a young man named Fred. He's 2 weeks post-transplant. Fred refuses to get out of bed. He's terribly depressed. He's so weak. And if we can't get him moving, he's going to die. He's already developing some pulmonary edema. We sent in PT, OT, psychologists, psychiatrists. No one can get Fred up. Perhaps you can try some of your karate approach. I went to visit Fred on the 7th floor of Karmanos Hospital, and there was the array of rooms. I look in, and I see there's a glass panel at the door, and Fred is watching television, so his eyes are open. Great. I cleansed properly, walked into the unit, and as soon as Fred sees me walk through the door, he closes his eyes and slinks back into the bed. So I walked over to the bed and I said, Fred, my name's Rabbi G. I'm a black belt. I'm going to teach you some karate because you're very powerful. Your doctors are cool, but you can use your own power to get yourself out of the hospital. I piqued his curiosity. He looks up. He sees a small, balding, funny-looking guy with a beanie on his head. Probably thinks he's having a nightmare. He closes his eyes again and slinks back into the bed. Fred, I said, all I want you to do is to feel the energy. This is your power. And I rubbed my hands together, and that's the picture behind me of standing next to Fred, taken by my assistant. I said, all I want you to tell me is what you feel, if you can feel the energy in my hands. Maybe it was 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Fred all of a sudden says, warm. Then he says, hot. Then he says, hotter. We continued to do a meditation focusing on Fred's light. At the end, we pushed that light through his body, and I said to him, Fred, you're very powerful. Right now you feel kind of tired. You're going to feel this power later today. You're going to walk, you'll see. They called me back from the nurse's station the next day. Could you come back? Fred walked yesterday. Fred actually got out of bed, and he actually got out of the hospital earlier than expected. And his mother to this day says we saved Fred's life. We didn't do anything. We just taught Fred that he had this power. And even when his hips were failing, Fred would do the moon dance, the Michael Jackson dance, expertly to show the other children what you could do with that power. When he finally had his hip replacements, he refused to do it without having his martial arts therapist next to him. Because when he was able to focus on bringing in that light and pushing out the darkness, it made all the difference in the world. And Fred has continued as an amazing source of inspiration for all of us, telling us you don't have to have strength to do a moon dance. Just have to have the power to create that inner peace. And then our purpose is to teach that dance all across the planet. And that, my friends, is power, peace, purpose.